Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and to another video. In today's video, I will be sharing with you some easy tips and tricks on how you can improve your handwriting, as well as showing you guys my handwriting tag. Before we start, I just wanted to say that these tips aren't life-changing. These are just some simple tips to help you with your handwriting. My first tip is to find inspiration. Now this may seem like a really simple tip, but it is really the starting point for motivation. What I recommend doing is going on Pinterest or Google, or in just searching up aesthetic handwriting. It comes up with tons of images and you can find ones you like and get inspired. Here are some of the images I really liked, and some of the accounts I highly recommend checking out are Emily Studying, Studyquill, and also Studytee. My next tip is to find a good pen to write with. Now this is really important in improving your handwriting, because whenever you have a good pen, you are more likely to write comfortably and therefore improve your writing. The first pen I like to use is the Rollerball 0.5. I will link it in the description box below. It is a really good pen and it is the one I use the most. It has a really good drying ink and is perfect for highlighting when you're taking notes. It is really smooth and it makes my handwriting look really neat, so I personally love it. The next pen I like to use is the Pilot G2 in the 0.7 millimeters. It is also a really good pen, but the only issue I have with it, it is not great for highlighting. It does smudge a lot, but it is perfect and it's really smooth and the ink is quite dark, which is perfect for when you're taking notes. The next pen I like to use is the Sarasa 0.5 millimeters. This is one of my favorite pens to write with. It is so smooth and I absolutely love the way it makes my writing look. Now another issue again I have with this is it does smudge a lot when you highlight, so I would not recommend it for highlighting, but overall it is a great pen. My next tip is to personalize your writing style. Once you have found your writing style, there is absolutely nothing wrong in personalizing it to the way you like it. Everyone has their own personal preferences as to how their writing should look, and there is nothing wrong in that. The next tip is to take your time. Now this may seem pretty obvious, but a lot of the times we just rush to write and it does not make our writing look neat. And a few things to remember that are consistency. Now this is really key in making your handwriting look aesthetic and neat, because if your handwriting isn't consistent, it is going to look messy, sure that your letters and it is also going to look like you were rushing. And I highly recommend looking to making your handwriting look aesthetic. So by writing slowly, you are making sure that you are not rushing and your letters are consistent together. The next thing to look out for is size. Making sure that all of your letters are the same size is so important when trying to improve your handwriting, because by making them the same size, they look more consistent and therefore your handwriting looks neater. The next thing you should do is to try and write straight. Now, if you are struggling with this, I recommend using grid paper. It is just better for writing straighter, especially with those of us who have small handwriting. And therefore, when you write straight, your handwriting looks aesthetic, and not only does it look consistent, it also makes it look like the style of your writing is so much neater. The next tip is really important, and that is to make sure that your letters are spaced out well. Now, this is really important as well because a lot of the times our letters are not spaced together well, and we have irregular spaces between our letters. This can really prevent our writing from looking neat, so I recommend taking the time and making sure that there are equal spaces between each of your letters. My next tip is to practice, practice, practice. Now, this again may seem very simple, but really the only way to improve your handwriting is to practice. Some of my favorite methods are repetition, where I take a sentence and I write it out multiple times, trying to improve each time. And this has really helped me in making sure that I write consistently and making sure I look out for size, spacing, and trying to write straight. You can do the same thing by choosing a word you want to write and just writing it out several times, trying to make sure that each of the time you are trying to improve, and also you're trying to look out for those key things that make your handwriting look neat. My final tip is to be patient and keep trying. A lot of the times we just stop trying to improve our handwriting because we just think it's going to take a really long time. I recommend trying a few times. You might fail the first few times, but that is absolutely okay. There is nothing wrong in trying to improve, and you will eventually succeed. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.